Welcome back to the Stats to Assets podcast. Today, we got a very cool conversation. We are learning how to rob the banks legally, right? Is that right, Adriel?
Absolutely.
We're going to get the money and we're going to run.
Baby.
They can't catch us. Man, I'm here today with Adriel, the founder of the Pursuit of More school community, teaching people how to get free money from the banks.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Doing well. It's good to see you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as what we got going on in our school community, the thing that I like to just show everybody is how to be able to get the bank's money, leverage it, and make it become your money as soon and as cheap as possible. And one of the things that I like to talk about in my school community is bank bonuses.
Okay.
So bank bonuses are this really interesting thing where the bank will incentivize you to become a customer of theirs and obviously like use their products. Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, obviously the big ones, Citi, American Express, they're all incentivizing the world to become their customers by these bank bonuses. Typically, it'll be an incentive offer of like $100, $200, $300, $400, even $500. And most people don't know these things. I have an ATM business, so I have lots of relationships with the banks, of course. So I've scoured the internet and have compiled a list of all the best bank bonuses with the highest payouts, the fastest payouts, so I can show people how to be able to use them for themselves, to be able to leverage for their either their personal finances or to start, scale, or help grow their business. So.
Okay. Yeah, let's get into this.
Yeah.
It's dope. I didn't know you had an ATM business.
Yes.
This is crazy. So when I was playing professional basketball, I was in France, and I remember the first course I bought on learning how to make more money was an ATM business.
Really?
It was. I didn't do nothing with it, though.
Yeah, interesting.
But I remember there was this lady that was teaching people how to put ATMs in certain areas and, like gas stations in different places.
Yeah.
And I just didn't follow through. But I remember that was the first online education course to make money that I bought.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's nuts. Her name was Carrie Buck.
That sounds very familiar. Yes.
Way back in,
I'm
talking about, I don't know, I was in France in like 2015.
Okay.
16. But I think she's still, I looked her up a couple months ago and she's still doing it.
Oh, yeah. I think somebody like in my circle has been exposed or like has purchased her content in the past as well. So that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, as far as like kind of like the way I did, I just YouTube University, just went down the rabbit hole of a bunch of different content and just like went for it because I needed to do something.
Yeah.
And it's a boring but profitable business. I like it, and hey, for everybody watching, I encourage it.
Talk about the business right now, because it's like, here's the thing with business. I love it, but sometimes some people don't need to start their own business from scratch. Right? Like they can go acquire and buy a business that somebody else has already got to the semi-finish line, right?
Absolutely.
But then there's also boring businesses that are profitable. I don't know about y'all, but like, I just want profit. How about that? Like, I'm really not trying to do all the things, I just need a business that's going to be able to make sure that I'm free, financially free. My family's good. If stuff hits the wall, I have money to do whatever I need to do. And then I can get to whatever I want to do, you know? Yeah. And I think people get discouraged or they shy away from entrepreneurship because it's like they think they gotta start up something like a tech company.
Right.
You don't,
No.
There's a lot of different business models, and it's like, okay, do your research about what it is that you like. But boring businesses are really interesting because I follow, what's her name? I love her in Austin, Cody Sanchez.
Oh, yeah.
She talks about boring businesses and stuff like that. But since you said that, talk about it, because for me, when money's coming in, it ain't boring.
The way that I recommend for everybody to start, at least in that realm, is go find a client to serve and then serve them well.
Okay.
Right? In my school community, I've got like a little sales script that you can use. For anybody watching. I'll just give you the sauce. Selling is the main thing, right? So you just go into the business. I'm just like, hey, I'll do my due diligence and check out if the place has lots of traffic, of course. I cater more to the nightlife realm because people who are out and partying, they want to spend cash. So so I just go to the business and I find my way to reaching out to and meeting the owner. And I say, hey, I see that you've got a lot of traffic in here. Is there any way that we can get an ATM in here? It doesn't cost you anything, but to make this really, really simple, it's like, I'll put an ATM here, give it a 30, 60, 90-day test run, and if it works and I make some money, we can talk about a split. And if it doesn't make any money, it's like, hey, man, we'll shake hands and walk away as friends, and I'll get out of here. And then, if you like me, we can continue the relationship. And then just always just like yeah, like I don't got to do anything. And I'm just like, no, like I do everything. I take care of purchasing, installing the ATM, everything from start to finish. You just see that your customer base is taken care of because if people want to use cash, they don't have to leave the premises.
Yeah.
So that helps them have traffic, keep traffic, and have people spending and utilizing their cash more back to the business. So it's a win-win for them, and then also it helps the business save on processing fees whenever they have like the credit card payments. So you know, a bunch of small things, but the main thing is like, hey, we'll give it a test run, 30, 60, 90 days, and let's go, baby. You know. So, and they're like, sure, let's go, let's try it out.
It's kind of it's that simple. I mean, there's work on the back end, of course.
Of course, yeah.
But like the business model or idea is it's simple, right? And it's a win-win, which is easy because a lot of people don't want to sell and like, oh, I don't want to have to sell. If you think of it as selling,
right,
you're gonna freak yourself out.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I would say it's like, hey, let me find a way to serve you.
Exactly.
My first client, I saw that they had a need, and here's a sauce for anybody watching. It's just like if there's something you'd like to do, if you see an ATM at a business, go check out the ATM. It's like go try to do a test transaction or make a withdrawal. What I did was I was just like, hey, I asked the people or the owner, I was like, hey, like, do you have an ATM? I need to pull out some cash. And they're just like, yeah, it's over there. So I go over there, check it out. But he was usually out of order. That was a thing. So if I see that, I'm just like, someone is not serving them as a business owner, right? And they're not, and their customers that are coming in, their traffic that's coming in, they're not being taken care of in that regard as well. So I come back to the owner. I'm just like, hey, I'm like, your ATM's out. And they're just like, oh, really? Did you just do that a couple of times?
Is it in that same place? Like you're like
absolutely, baby.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, I've come here 3 times. Yeah, I've come here working.
Absolutely. So I'm just like, hey, I want to be able to, buy XYZ with cash, and every time that I try to, I can't. And that's kind of where it's like, hey, you all have a need that needs to be fulfilled or that needs to be served. And I'm just like, hey, you know what? Can I take care of you on that regard? And they're just like, hey, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, well, I have to be in the ATM business. So they're just like, oh, well, how does that work? I'm like, basically, I'll be here in 1 to 2 weeks. We'll do a 30, 60, 90-day test run. And if I can serve you better, and if you like me, like, let's tango, baby. It's always worked out well for me. So
super dope. How long have you been doing that?
This month is 3 years.
Nice.
3 years. Yes.
And then how did you? So you said you kind of found the idea like on YouTube University.
Yeah. I mean,
how'd you land on it? Like, I'm gonna try this, and I'm gonna keep going.
With what happened to me was there was a time in my life where I was way back in the day. Money was bad, credit was bad.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I made a decision. I was like, this is not the life that I want.
Yeah.
What's going on? So then I got my money right, but my credit was still not where it needed to be. And then further along in that journey, I was like, okay, I've got my money right, and now I've got my credit right. And once that happened, I was like, I need to start something so that I can build for myself, create some kind of income, and not have to work forever. Or at least do it for myself, because your boy likes to work. But I wanted to be able to be building towards something that I can control or that I had a stake in.
Yes.
And in that journey, I leveraged bank account bonuses and credit card welcome offers or credit card bonuses. And like as far as like getting started, I went out, found the customer, found the client.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, I'm like, this ATM, this is several $1,000s. How am I going to do this? I didn't want to lose all that cash flow from my bank account because it's a little sad. You see, it's like when rent comes around, right? You're just like, dang, that hurt.
Like, dang.
Yeah. So rather than that happening, I had a credit card. It was 0% interest for 15 months. And I was like,
nice.
Let's go, baby. Let's do or die. So I swiped that. And then being a do or die situation, I was like, I'm going to figure a way to make this happen. And lo and behold, I did, baby. So, but the thing that I like to share with people is that you don't need to come out of pocket with what you're trying to do. Let's find a way to have the bank or somebody else's money right now.
Yeah.
But if you can be out $3,000 over the course of, i.e. 15 months, it's easier on you and your wallet. And it's less risky for you as an individual or as a starting entrepreneur so that you can still be able to buy things like, get your rent covered, get your food, everything else taken care of. And what I like to share with people is like, hey, like, there's the bank bonus world where you can basically get free money from the banks.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, hey, let's leverage these credit cards with their 0% interest periods so that we can start and scale something of yours and so that we can create a cash producing asset or vehicle so that it helps you out in your life and in your business.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so dope. I definitely want to get to how to get the money from the banks.
Yeah.
But you touched on a few things that a lot of people might be able to resonate with is like having funny money and having bad credit, right? So you said you fix your money issue and then you fix your credit. I want to talk about how you did both of those, just so people can get an idea of like how they might be able to do that, right? And just the confidence that they can. If they're in that same spot as you were, how do they take it day by day and like fix it, you know?
Absolutely. So first, I remember it was around 2020 that I was like, I need to make a decision and resolve to make a change in my credit path. And the first card, and when I started that credit journey, it was getting a secured credit card, because I was like in the mid 500s or high 500 credit score. And I was like, man, so it's harder for you to go out to the bank because they don't know you from anybody else with that type of credit score. And then it's just like, if you apply, they're gonna be like, yo, based on your street cred, right? That's your credit profile or your credit score. Based on your street cred,
like that.
You don't pay your stuff back, so they don't like you.
Pay your stuff back.
So they don't like you. And since they don't know you from Bob, they're just like, how do we know that you're gonna be good, you know? And how do we know that you're gonna do it? How do you know you're gonna pay us back?
Yeah.
You know, because they want, as a bank, banks are just like a person or a friend who's got some cash. It's like, what's in it for them, and how do they reduce their risk?
Okay.
So I went out and I secured credit card. For anybody watching, is just basically, since I had my cash right at this point, I was like, I can get $1,000 of my own cash and say, hey, like this is kind of like a deductible, or basically they secure your credit line with that $1,000.
With your money.
With my own money, right? So
it's
like
still low risk for them, so they're like, okay, you can put your own money on it.
Absolutely, absolutely. It. So essentially, they're just like, hey, you take on the risk, because if you don't pay us back, well, we just keep your $1,000. That's the way the bank sees it.
Okay.
But of course, we don't want to go there. Once you show 6 months of responsible usage, the lender or the bank, whether it's Discover, Amex, Capital One, and whatnot, will give you that $1,000 back. So now your secured card has become an unsecured card because it's not secured by any collateral.
Okay.
And a lot of times too, like at least in my instance, they were like, hey, you know what? Instead of $1,000 now, unsecured, we'll give you $3,000, because based on your spending habits, based on the way that you've done business with us, and it's like, here you go, baby. So that's how I started. Secured card, showed responsible usage. After that, my credit score shot through the roof.
Man, what was that time period from, you know, being whatever in the 500s and it increasing, you know?
So within that 6 months, like once you get the credit card,
how high did it increase, if you can?
It got to like the 600 percentile range, or it got to the 600 credit score range.
Yeah.
And once you're in the 600s, you're in the spot to be able to get unsecured credit cards, whether that's with the Discover, Capital One, Discover, Citi. Those are easier banks to be able to get something with. You always want to start a relationship with the bank, and what that means is go out and get a checking account with them first.
Okay.
And then apply for the credit card. So this is where the bank bonuses come in. It's like, I can go to Capital One, and my school community, it's like, hey, if you're going to get if you're thinking about getting a Capital One credit card, they also have a $300 bonus that you can get.
Okay.
So I can go get that $300 just to help my personal finances. And then with a month or so of normal checking account usage, then it's like, hey, I can go get a credit card with them. And so I got $300 with their checking account, and then their credit cards, at least the ones that I target or that I go after, they'll give you a $200 welcome bonus after a certain amount of spend. And I think it's $500 worth of spend.
Okay.
I use my credit card every single day, so $500 is not too hard.
Yeah.
So now check this out. It's like I'm building a relationship with the bank. I got $300 just for getting a checking account with them, and then I'm going to get another $200 getting the credit card with them. I also have a 0% interest window of 15 months with them, and basically throughout that process, it's a time for me to show them, hey, I know how to use your products, I know how to use them responsibly, and this will absolutely increase your credit score. It'll increase your relationship with them, and they're more likely to give you other products and other offers in the future. So same thing with Discover or anybody else. It's like, open a checking account with them first, let about 30 days go by, and get that credit card, and in that first 6 month period, do everything right so that they can increase your limits, which will improve your credit score, and then offer you other incentives like 0% interest promo periods. So it'll help you out with your personal finances and or your business finances. That's how that kind of process works. If you're in the 500 percentile range or 500 credit score range, get a secured card, do everything right for 3 to 6 months. I'll typically graduate you at that 6 month period, give you your money back, and now you have an unsecured credit card. At this point, you've now showed the banking world, I know how to do things correctly, and it's going to be way easier for you to get a second credit card with let's just say a different bank. And that's like, so if your first one was with Discover, go get another one, your second one with Capital One, and now you're showing the banking world, getting your street cred up. It's like, hey, like I know how to do things responsibly and pay y'all back, because they can see all that.
Man.
And believe me, like a lot of people wonder, like, hey, like how am I getting like all these like banking offers from banks I don't even bank with? It's like they might be selling your information. Like the banking world, they talk to each other, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like anything else, like street cred. It's just like if somebody knows that you can go out there and make the money, like if you're in the business banking world, another bank will reach out to you and be like, hey, I'm going to offer you this promotion so that you can bank with us, because they make money. So.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I had a question. How do you get to the credit card part? Because you open the account and you get the bonus for the opening account.
For the checking account.
For the checking account.
Yes.
And if they have a credit card bonus, you also get that.
Absolutely.
Now, where does your credit score have to be to get the credit card, right? Because you can open an account, but then maybe you won't be approved for the credit card just yet?
Right.
Okay.
So everything is always credit score dependent and banking relationship dependent. So two different people with, let's just say, we'll call like a 650 credit score, can go to the same bank and have everything else be the same, like income, everything else. But one person who has a checking account with them with normal usage and whatnot, compared to somebody who doesn't, they can get two totally different credit lines or credit approvals or credit approval odds.
Okay.
So some banks are a little bit harder to get into. That'll be like your Chase or your Amex. But the best to start with, I would argue, is like Discover. Capital One has a lot of easy to get, and actually Capital One just bought out Discover, so they absorbed them.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I just learned this not too long ago.
That's crazy.
They're really lenient on approving people, and a lot of the cards that you can get offer you a welcome bonus of a couple of $100. I think it's $200, and they will give you a 0% promo period, which is insane. Now, when I started in their world, I did not leverage that 0% promo period. Now I know, and so I recommend everyone just like, man, like leverage that, because you can get cheap free money, increase your own personal cash flow, and well, obviously show them responsible banking, but then you've got that 12 to 15 month window to be able to pay them back for what you've borrowed, essentially. Once you get your secured credit card, you do things right, then you get graduated to an unsecured credit card, you continue doing things right, go apply for a different credit card with a different bank, continue to do things right, and then that will typically put you in the 625 to 650 range, so long as you're never late on your payments, you pay things off, and you're not allowing late fees to hit you, responsible usage.
Yeah.
And then once you're in that 650 range, that's really where things start to open up, that it's much easier for you to get credit cards. Once you hit the 700 range, oh man, well, you can just get everything. Dang. Truly. It's like you can get a Chase credit card, you can get Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Amex. The world starts being open to you in ways that you never saw before, and it's easier for you to go through your everyday life and get out of that paycheck to paycheck life for anybody on the personal finance side, then also like barely scraping by in the business world. So that's one of the things I like to explain and show to people, leveraging bank account bonuses, leveraging unsecured credit cards, then unsecured credit cards, and then their own welcome bonuses and their 0% APR periods.
Got you. Yes. That's so much game.
Sorry, I just went off on
this is
a
great. This
nerdy
is great for
tangent.
people to know, because I didn't really pay attention to what credit was, because well, I played basketball. I was out of the country, and so I'm not using any credit over there in Europe, right? For the States. But I should have been. Yeah. I didn't have any credit cards. That's the thing. I didn't have they want you to have some type of history, but I didn't have any history, right? I had no idea that I could come home and more easily start a business or have some of somebody else's money. Talk about, so because you say you can use the bonuses for personal finance. Talk about that for a moment, because I want people to understand, what does that look like to use it for personal finance? Because you still got to pay it back, or no?
Absolutely.
You're right.
The bonuses, no.
Got you.
No.
Okay.
Oh, the only thing you pay back is the balance that you have with your 0% promo period on the
credit card.
Bank bonuses, no, you do not have to pay back.
Okay, talk to us.
Literally free money.
Talk to people about that.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of folks like you know, that can resonate with that, how do I get free money and kind of get my personal finances right in order. Absolutely. That I don't have to actually pay back.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. The game is here.
Yes.
So I'll go story time with someone
Sure.
in my community. So if you have, a normal job, making 30 to 50K, whatever it is, doesn't matter. You can absolutely leverage your direct deposits to make you more money. So the way that is with these bank account bonuses. Like right now, we've got a member in our community. They just finished the Capital One bank bonus. That was a $300 bonus. With them, you just open the account, you set up your direct deposits, and then once I think you hit $1,000 worth of direct deposits, they will give you $300. So let's just say you make $500 a week, you get paid every 2 weeks. That's $1,000 every 2 weeks of direct deposits. Basically, your first paycheck, you have now fulfilled the requirements for your Capital One $300 bank bonus, right? Just open the account, get $1,000 worth of direct deposits, and then get paid. Now, there is a waiting period from the time that you fulfill the requirements to the time that you get paid. It typically can be like 30, 60, 90 days. But one of the things that, of course, that I show people within my community is like, there's some that you can get paid out within the next 48 hours, the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. My whole goal is, of course, to get you that money sooner rather than later. But going back to the person I was just talking about, they finished the $300 bonus with Capital One, and they started 2 different bank bonuses, one with BMO Bank and the other one was with the Capital One. So $300 with Capital One, $400 with BMO Bank, and it's a $500 bonus with Bank of America. So $1,200? So they're about to get $1,200 within 30, 60 days because of the fact that they're leveraging their direct deposits that they get from work. This person, they're able to split the direct deposits to more than one bank account, but all they're doing is just opening up the account, fulfilling the requirements, which is direct deposits, and then once they fulfill that, they're getting paid.
Wow.
And none of this has to be paid back.
None of this has to be paid back.
This is all just a cash incentive for you to start a relationship or you to open up a product, i.e. checking account with that bank. Whether, again, BMO Bank, Capital One, it could be any bank. I just happen to know all the banks that provide you with these bank bonuses, and I'm like, hey man, like go get these, rack up some cash, pay off your stuff, and then leverage that to start relationships and build relationships with banks so that they can offer you better credit cards with better interest rates, with better promo periods, and better approval odds.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So the question is, what if I pay off a credit card with another credit card? There's absolutely a way to do this. Most people don't know this.
Okay.
I didn't know this back in the day because typically you cannot pay off credit with more credit.
Yeah.
Right? But you can if you leverage a balance transfer or a 0% promo period with a different credit card. So check this out. We have somebody that I just helped out in the community. They had, let's call $5,000 worth of high interest debt. So that's the debt that you're carrying over month after month because credit cards are going to be charging you anywhere from, I think the average credit card is like 21 to 25% interest. Oof. And a stat is, at least for Americans, that the average American carries about $5,000 to $6,000 worth of credit card debt. And in the household, it's about $12,000. So, and that's revolving credit month after month at that 20 to like 25% interest. That hurts.
Yeah.
I had plenty of people who were just like, I'm making the minimum payments or I'm paying this off and my balance just stays the same. Like, how do I get out of this? Like, my credit's still good because I've done things responsibly, but it's like, how do I get out of this? I'm like, yeah, the high interest debt. I'm like, that thing will eat you alive. But what you do is, let's just say that your credit card is with, or that this balance is with Capital One. It could be like your Capital One Quicksilver card or your Saver One card that you can use to pay down that credit card balance with Capital One with. But then also, when you open up a credit card with Bank of America, now that you've opened up the checking account, right, you will get a $200 welcome bonus for opening up a credit card with them. So that's, now you're up $700 here, again, that you can pay down your balances with, and then leverage a 15-month promo period of 0% interest on purchases and balance transfers. So the balance transfer part, that's actually what we need to talk about here.
Okay.
So when you get approved for this new different bank or your Bank of America credit card, it's called a balance transfer, and you have 15 months of 0% interest. And what this does is it frees you from the dragon of interest that's killing you on your Capital One card at, let's say 25% interest. So whenever you're paying down your balance that's now on your Bank of America card, in this example, you're actually knocking down the principal balance as opposed to the principal balance plus all the interest. Yeah. That is the way to do it.
I can see that.
Yes.
Okay.
So you open up a a credit card with a different bank, and you do a balance transfer from bank A to bank B.
Okay.
So in this example, from Capital One on over to Bank of America, or Capital One on over to your city. And that's actually what we did with someone in the school community this past week.
Yep.
It was, they had a balance, I can't remember with who, but we opened up a different issuing bank, and they got approved for a good credit limit. Their income, everything else was good. Their credit was good. And they were just like, wait, this is a thing? I'm like, absolutely, man. And we did a balance. I helped walk them through the process of doing a balance transfer. And they're like, holy crap, like this is real? I'm like, yes, this is real. And I was just like, over the course of this, for them, they actually have a 21-month period to be able to reduce that balance. And they're just like, wait a second, this is insane.
With zero interest?
With zero interest.
Oh my gosh.
21 months,
yeah.
Pay that back, as opposed to, every single month you're getting hit with another 25% interest rate. Like that's.
And you're not even, when interest, I hate it because it's like sometimes you're not even hitting that much of the principal off.
Exactly.
You're just paying them free money of your money.
Free money of your money.
God.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And they're making money off of you, and they're just like, man, I tell people, like, the banks want to keep you in that rut because that's how they're making money. And the reason why I like to show people this process of bank bonuses and credit cards is because you now have more options as an individual or a consumer, as a entrepreneur or business person, because it's like, hey, I now have more resources or more friends, i.e. the bank, that I can go reach out and ask favors for, or like credit lines for, right? It's like I can go ask them for cheap money. But if you only know one, which a lot of people, they've been banking with the same bank for years, or they've always had that bank, right? It's just like there was little to no utility in that process. But if you go have 5 different banks over the course of the next 6 months, you will start establishing relationships with all those other new friends who will say, hey, you know what? Your credit's good, your money's good. We would like to give you this promotional offer of 0% interest for 12, 15, 18, 21 months because the bank wants to leverage that, or the bank wants to buy your credit from a different bank because over time they know that they can make money.
That's interesting.
Yes.
That's so interesting.
And the thing is, it's like if you don't know this, well, you lose out, and you're stuck in that process. Like, man, like every time I get paid, I'm trying to pay this off, and then I get paid again. It's like, man, over 6 months, it's like I don't feel like the balance or the needle has moved. It's like, yeah, man, because that interest, it hurts. It hurts. And it's going to be harder for you and more stressful for you to try to start something or scale something, or be able to start a business or scale a business. But when you know these techniques or you know these strategies, it becomes so much easier, and nothing else has changed. Your income hasn't changed. You don't need a promotion or a raise. Like the same amount of money that you're making, you can just make that money, make more money, leveraging, again, bank bonuses and credit card bonuses.
Man, thank you so much for that game. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
And for anybody that's watching, I want you, this is why I have this podcast, is because there's so much that we don't know. And if you are on that track to financial freedom or just to get away from paycheck to paycheck, because I know how that feels, but to open up your world and your family's world to just easier life, more options, understanding just how our system works. How does the banking system work? How does interest work? Do you even realize that you're paying the interest only?
Right.
And like $10 of your principal on your car every month, like, or whatever card you're using, So this is so great to have this information. So keep your mind open and continue to ask questions and find the information, because it's out there and the institutions aren't just going to give it to you. You have to listen to these podcasts. You have to find the information and people that, have done it, right? Or teach it.
Yes.
And so I definitely want to talk about your school community and what you're doing. I want to link that at the bottom of the description so people can check you out.
Absolutely.
But yes, this is amazing.
Yeah. And one of the things I want to let the audience know is that the money that you earn from these bank account bonuses is like, absolutely, that's a benefit, right? Like, who doesn't want some extra cash or some free money that they can absolutely have? It's 100% legal. It's not a scam. The money is nice, but it's not the main benefit that you really get, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. The real benefit that you get from starting this process or this journey of bank bonuses and credit card bonuses is that you become way more aware of your money habits. You become way more aware of how the banks make money and how you can leverage them for you to make money. You just understand the banking world so much better and your personal finances so much better. How to have your money make money so much better. It's, again, the cash incentives are nice, But once you start reading the fine print like a pro, you start understanding what 0% interest means, what this promotional period of 15 months means, understanding like the dates that you can leverage for these promo periods, everything becomes so much easier in your life. I was at a point in my life where everything sucked, right? Like the money and the credit was bad. I was like, man, like I felt stuck. I was paycheck to paycheck.
Yep.
I'm not a debit card proponent. Like I leverage credit massively, but I was like, when you swipe your debit card every single day, like that shit hurts, you know? You lose your money instantly, but when you leverage credit cards, you don't lose your money instantly. You can pay that back by the end of the statement period, or you can pay that back by the end of your 0% interest promo period, which gives you so much more breathing room. So the money that you have coming in from your work or from your business, you can make that money stretch longer because your life expenses or your business expenses are not eating at your cash flow or not eating at your seed money. And you can allow that seed money and that cash flow to stack over time with these different offers from the banks.
Yeah.
And again, in that process of you doing these bank bonuses and credit card offers, you're going to learn so much more on how, again, to make the bank money become your money and to be able to read the fine print like a pro and understand your personal finances from a better perspective so that, well, it's easier for you to breathe in life. Yeah. And that's what I personally want for everybody who's watching. I know life be lifing, you know? I personally don't want that for anybody because I've been there. And it's like, I try to provide these things for people so that they can start to breathe a little bit more, so that the dragon of chaos and high interest doesn't eat them, so that you can live better within your own life or within your business. So, I mean, simply put, it's easier for you to think about the future and what you want for yourself, what for your friends and family, what you want for your friends, family, and your business or your community whenever you're able to have extra money, more breathing room, and more time. Because all good ideas die because of the fact that you don't have two things, money or time. The more money and time you have, the more longer you can do things. And that's what I want for everybody personally.
Yeah,
so,
that's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah. There are ways to do a whole bunch of things. Like
yeah.
I remember somebody even asking, like, is it true that you can buy something like, can you buy a car with a credit card? I'm like, absolutely. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, there is. If you understand the tools that are available to you, you can leverage them like a weapon. But again, something like credit, it's a weapon. I mean, just like a gun. It's like you can blow your brains out or you can protect the world, you know?
Yeah.
Very literally, like the person in the community, they explained to me their situation and I was like, dude, I'm like, let's just get on a call. Like, I'm not going to sell you anything. Like, let's just, like, let me help you. Help me help you, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I know a lot of times, like, people, they're hesitant to talk to other people about personal finances. So they explained to me their situation and I was just like, oh, you can do this and this. Like, wait, what? And we got off a call and we had a second call and they were just like, so I double checked all this with Chat and they're like, this is real. And I'm like, yeah, this is 100% real.
Yeah, is this human lying to me?
Yeah. I'm just like, no. I'm like, this is absolutely a thing. And I'm like, but I told him, like, I understand too, like, it's scary the first time you're doing, well, just anything, you know? And especially when it comes to like money and banking, since I would argue a lot of people were not super privy on it because this stuff's not taught in school.
No,
like I was a nerd in school. None of this was taught. Like,
listen, all A's.
Yeah,
and I had none of this.
Same. All A's. None of this was taught.
I did all that work for what?
Yeah, man. Like, shoot, man. All the capitals of the
what?
Like, you know. Now I got Google or I got Apple Maps to tell me all that.
Exactly.
But yeah, like they came back. They're like, hey, so I verified with ChatGPT with my AI. Like, this is a thing. So they're like, how do you do it? I'm like, oh, I'll walk you through the process.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'll walk you through the most optimal process because again, it's like this person we did balance transfer for them.
Cool.
I'm like, you can do it with any credit card. I'm like, but what I want to help you do is start a relationship with this new bank by getting a checking account bonus, so free money, so you can pay down your balances off with, and then get a credit card with them that also has an incentive, another like $200 bonus, again, that you can also reduce your balances with, and then it's like, hey, you're gonna take advantage of. So some banks or some cards will only give you a 0% interest promo period for 12 months.
Okay.
But of course, like 15 months, 18 months, 21 months, like the more time that you have, the more things become easy for you.
Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, let's go get the free money from this new bank with their checking account bonus. Hey, let's get some free money for them with their welcome offer with their credit card. And then let's take advantage of the 0% interest promo period for not just 12 months, but 15, 18, or 21 months. And during that process, your life's going to change.
And then you're transferring over there. Was that with the transfer?
Yeah. So
what is it called?
Balance transfer. Yeah. So no, right when you open up the credit card, we're going to be initiating this balance transfer. The banks will typically give you a like 30, 60, 90 day or 120 day window because they want your debt. Because I'll say this to everybody watching, the banks bank on the fact that you may or may not start paying, that you may or may not finish paying it off, and then you start paying interest. Of course, we do not want you to be paying interest. So, of course, it's like do things responsibly, do things right. It's like you now have this tool to be able to help you out, and let's use this tool wisely.
Yeah.
Like a gun, you can use this tool to protect yourself and the world.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we're doing, and people are just like just mind blown, you know?
Yeah. That's good.
And again, it's just like this. None of this was ever taught to me in school, and I studied finance.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. YouTube University, just went down some rabbit holes because I was tired of being, just scraping by. And, I've been told I'm a smart cookie. It's like, but my money wasn't making sense. My credit wasn't making sense. Like, how am I, a seemingly intelligent person, but everything is just falling apart,
Yeah.
And I resolved. And in the process of me figuring things out, it's like, I just want to show everybody else because all these things are available to you. These are tools that you can leverage for your life. And again, with your personal finances, to be able to help you, your family, to be able to eat better, to be able to go to better schools for your children. I mean, everything becomes easier in your life.
Stress.
You can breathe better, baby. And I try to put this out there for people because, I mean, again, it makes me feel good. It's like, it makes me feel good when people are like, yo, dude, like this has changed things for me. It's like, yeah, man. It's like, and I'm like, but wait, there's more. Like, what? There's levels to this whole process, and it only gets better as you get better over time.
Cool.
The banks will be fighting for you and your business. And somebody in my community mentioned, they're like, dude, this is like hashtag adulting goals. Like when it's like, man, it's like, I remember whenever it's like, I went to all the banks and I couldn't even get approved for a credit card. It's like, now they're fighting for my business. And I'm like, yeah, man, like there's levels to this process and it feels great.
Yeah. I need to get there.
Yeah. And it's I think it's just it's a blessing once you understand this information and you can leverage it. But again, it's not really out there. The thing that I've also seen is that the people only respond to what's put in front of their face, like in the mail. Like I've gotten these promos, Adriel. It's like I didn't really know what it was, and I'm like, baby, let's take this. Let's read this.
Yeah.
I'm like, and let's go through this. And like, oh, how that works now. And I'm like, but wait. Did you know that you can qualify for all these different other ones too? And they're just like, wait, what? Like, this is a thing? I'm like,
it's a thing.
It's a thing. It's just not widely available to everybody. And that's one of the things that I want to be able to put out there,
exactly.
In my school community, on my website.
And let's talk about the school community.
Yeah.
But first I wanted to say, you were talking about how you're smart and you even studied finance, but it's like growing up in the States, we're going to elementary school, middle school, high school, and then we all go to college. Not 1 year, unless you are like finally in college, sometime you take some type of finance course or money, like some type of economics and understand what things are. They're still not teaching. They're crumbing you, right?
Yeah.
They're breadcrumbing you. But so it's like, it makes sense that we wouldn't know. We don't know how to make money and have a relationship with money and understand how things work.
Right.
And what's funny is like, as I'm becoming more of an entrepreneur and I'm following different people and learning more about founders and things, it's like a lot of people bucked the system and didn't go to college. So they started college and they were like, I'm gonna do this other thing. And I'm like, okay, I get it, because they got it. And they had enough understanding of like how much time, the weight of college versus doing my own thing, right? And I'm like, I went to college free because of a sports, scholarship. But I'm like, today, there's only a certain few degrees that I'm like, yeah, you got to go through college and go through the whole traditional institution. But it's like, do I pay all this money and be in thousands of dollars of debt to get a 4-year degree that I still can't get a freaking job right when I leave? I still got to bust my butt and still be the coffee girl, coffee guy at a certain company. But I've been studying this whole thing for 4 years. Or do I go work for the company? Or, just do I go start working for someone so I can learn for real,
Yeah. One of my close friends, he even asked me, he was like, hey, man, he's like, I got a question for you. And I was like, what's up? You've got a business, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm thinking about going to school this next semester. I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, what do you want to do? He's like, well, I want to start a business. And I was like, oh, okay, nice. He's like, yeah. He's like, so like, I'm thinking about getting into business school, taking some business courses so I can, better learn the process so I can, be more successful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we said it was a good institution. It's not cheap.
Nope.
And I was just like, yo, life hack, or just like, try this. And he's like, what's up? I'm like, just go start the business. Like, right now.
Yeah.
And he's just like, wait, like, without the schooling? I'm like, yeah, man, you're going to learn everything that you ever need to know by going out, knocking on doors, trying to sell yourself, try to sell your services, try to serve your customer. I personally think that starting the entrepreneurial or business world is a straight line path to self-development. Like, you will figure out all your inadequacies really quickly, and you figure out what you need to work on rather quickly. And if you don't fix it, well, then things can go wrong. And you're essentially forced to fix it because the stakes are, well, your life or your business. It's like, man, it's like, I can't keep doing this if I don't figure things out. So I was like, bro, I'm like, life hack, like, just go start the thing. And you don't have to wait 6 or 12 months or to get this. You can start getting a feedback loop now from the person that you're trying to serve, and they'll just ask them. It's like, hey, how can I become better? Like, is there anything I can serve you at a higher level with? I'm like, and they'll tell you. He was a younger cat, and I was like, dude, I'm like, people above you or people who are, more successful or who make more money, I'm like, they will typically just see that what you're trying to do, like, so long as your intention is correct, they'll be like, man, you know what? I want to give you a shot. And they'll help you in the process. They'll be like, yeah, dude, like, let's go do this. And if you seek help, they'll typically give it to you. It's like, seek and you shall find, ask and it shall be given unto you.
Yeah.
Knock and the door shall be opened. And go to school, and the latency period from you getting real feedback that you can take action on increases, 6, 12, 18, 12, 24 months. When you can start today, go knock on some doors, go find somebody to serve, show them what you have to offer them, and show them how you can help them and really help them and do the best that you possibly can.
Absolutely. So, and just that, like, I love that advice, especially with business. Yeah. Like, I've heard a lot of folks that have said, especially on social media, like, there's professors teaching business, but they don't have actual businesses.
Right. Yeah.
Some of them do, some of them don't. And it's like theory until we actually do it.
Right.
And it's also, too, I would say, what I'm trying to work on is speed with ideas.
Absolutely.
When you have an idea come into your mind, into your body, it's like you need to work on that as fast as possible.
Yes.
To make sure it's even the right idea or the model or all the things, right? Yes. But also, I think going to college for another 4 years, you get further and further away from that excitement and the confidence that, I could do this idea. You get more into the trap.
Right.
The be realistic.
Right.
Okay, yes. Go to 4 years of college and still be broke. That's real realistic.
That is realistic. Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Same here, man. I got out of college, like, man, your boy broke.
Yeah.
I got this nice degree though. I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I went, me personally, straight to selling. But yeah, like to piggyback off of what you were saying, success loves speed. The faster you get feedback and the faster you can take action and pivot on things.
Yeah.
And this is, I guess like another,
like analogy.
I tell people, like, just get started.
Yeah.
With whatever it is. Because the longer you take, once you finally start, you're going to be like, man, I wish I would have done this sooner.
Always.
Starting my own business, like, whenever I got things going, I was like, man, I wish I would have started this sooner. With my credit, I was like, man, I wish I would have started this sooner. It's just like, why did I take so long? And a thing to remember is that you're not as far away from where you want to be or where you want to go as you might think.
Yeah.
It's typically just a few conversations away,
a
few questions away, or just a few YouTube videos away,
I love that.
But that's all potential knowledge. What you need to do is apply that knowledge. Because once you apply it, back to where we were saying, is like you get that feedback loops, you figure out how to pivot because everything's on the line. It's just like, especially if you're paycheck to paycheck, it's like, man, like, how do I start leveraging credit? It's like, well, you can either continue this paycheck to paycheck life, or you can leverage this and have real breathing room. It's like, how much longer do you want to take, or how much deeper do you want to get into the hole before you make a change? Like, you've got to make the change sooner than later and have that behavioral shift, because doing what you're already doing, for example, like not taking action, it's not going to get you anywhere, or it's going to keep you down the path that you're already at. Yeah. But the quicker you take action on things and on new information, you start seeing what works.
Yeah.
Like when I went down my credit journey, all these different things that I YouTubed, like one of the things I am an advocate for is requesting credit line increases with all your credit cards. Like that's one simple hack for everybody to take for everybody at home.
Hack that.
It's like you can either wait till the bank decides for you to give you a credit line increase, or you can request it often as possible. Think about this. It's like getting more money from work. Like, are you going to wait until somebody says, hey, you know what, you've been here for X amount of years, now we want to give you something? Or it's like, hey, you know what, every time that you reach out to them, it's like, hey, I have a value proposition, let's see what we can do. And sure, it's up to them at the end of the day if they want to increase your credit line, but over time, you start doing this with all your banks.
Yeah.
Again, because we want multiple relationships with multiple banks.
Yeah.
This increases your credit score because of the fact that, let's just say, this little side example, if you have $5,000 worth of your cards,
okay,
and across all of your cards you have $10,000 available to you, that $5,000 out of 10,000 is a 50% utilization ratio, which is no bueno.
What do we want to be at?
I say always under 10% and below.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard 30, but 10 is...
So,
10 is good.
The sauce for everybody watching, 30% I think is a trap or a marketing ploy by banks. I think it's actually advice to keep you stuck.
Okay.
Because at 30%, that's still a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Or even deeper, it's like, it's okay for you to have, 10% or even 30%, so long as it's not high interest debt. Because if you're on 0% interest credit cards, right? Like, I leverage my credit, but all of my balances are all at 0% interest.
Got it.
Like,
okay.
Because I've explained to somebody, it's like, if you have $5,000 worth of high interest credit card debt, let's say 25%, compared to, let's just say me, double, I'll say $10,000 at 0% interest for 18 months, who's in a better position? I would argue that I am, because I'm not paying interest for 18 months.
Yeah.
And granted, of course, I have a business or whatever, it's like, but I have a real strategy on how to reduce that 10K, and I've got time, 18 months, 21 months.
Yeah.
Compared to the person who has half the amount of a balance, but you're getting killed every single month, every single billing period with that high interest.
High interest rate. Well, before we wrap up, this has been awesome. Let's talk about your school community, and just tell us, why did you create that, and then tell us what you're doing in there and where people can find you, and let's get some people in there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I guess why I started my school community was really like a way to give back. Yeah. For me, again, it's like the further and further that I've gone into life, and the more we're all trying to like have a good life with people that we like for as long as we'd like and as often as we'd like. It's like, let's just go enjoy ourselves. Let's go do big things, have good times, share good experiences, and not let life or anything else get in the way with that, like finances. Yeah. And somebody had asked me in the community, they're like, dude, like, why is like all this, like, why aren't you charging for any and all this? And simply put, it's like, I've got my business. That's how I make my money. I'm ruthless with my business, like I will figure things out with that. It's like, but I like giving back. And I'll be straight honest. It's like the selfish thing is like, it makes me feel good. Like I like being able to help people's lives, help their finances, because it can help, with their family, it can help with their daily life. It can help them, eat better, live better, sleep better. And to me, that makes it feel good. Like that's my evil ulterior motive. But it was making that available to anybody and everybody, yeah. And then making it as simple and as digestible as possible, because you can go to somewhere like YouTube and find all this information, but how do you make sense of it, and how do I solidify or condense it to something that's easy, actionable, and kind of like spoon-fed to you,
exactly. Yeah.
And for me, as I guess in that sense, I'll call myself like an educator, right? It's like I'm trying to make things simple to digest so that you can actually do something with this and make that change in behavior, as opposed to just consuming the content and you're not doing anything. So the school community, that's one thing. Shout out to school. I appreciate you, because it's helped me become a better teacher and a student of my craft in that process, because it's like, man, I've got to be able to articulate things, make it super simple so that you can do something with it, rather than be like, oh, hey, this is nice information, and then throw it, to your random access memory that you'll never, go back to. It's like, yeah. I don't want that for anybody. It's like, I want people to take action on it. And honestly, it's like through all the people that I've talked to about this, lots of iterations, it's just like a lot of feedback loops. Like with all the questions that I've been asked, I figured out like how to make things simpler for people. I have a whole list of all the faster paying ones that you can be doing while you wait for that bonus. They're just like, oh, okay, cool. They're like, so I saw this other one with X bank. I was like, yes, all the bigger banks will typically take, 60, 90, or 120 days to pay you out because they're so big. Everybody knows them. They don't need to be marketing or selling so hard.
Yep.
The smaller banks, though, they want to give you something fast, because that's how they incentivize and how they market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, it's just like making this available to anybody and everybody, and then just walking them through the path. It's like, hey, like let's get your money situation right. Let's get your credit situation right, so that you can have your life situation right or your business situation right, so that you can, foster better ideas for your future pace for yourself, your family, your loved ones, be able to make a better life for yourself and everyone around you. So, nice. Or your business.
And your business, right?
Yes.
Adriel, thank you so much for the game. Tell everybody where they can find you at.
At thepursuitofmore.com.
Thepursuitofmore.com. School community as well. We're going to link it. Yeah. And just to close the show out, what would you say to somebody that's like, they have seen this podcast and they're like, their wheels are turning, right? And they're like, man, I'm in the position. I need to get my credit right. I need to make some more money and try to get out of this sinking hole I'm in. Yeah. But they're like, I don't know. Like they hear information and they're just pondering. What would you say for them to be like, this is a real thing and get it going,
I would say the path is illuminated with each step that you take. The longer that you take to do that, the longer you stay in the dark. And it's like, think about this concept. If you were to drive from here to California, and if you're driving in the dark, you have your headlights on, you only see 50 feet in front of you. Yeah. And you can be in pitch black darkness the entire time. But the more and more you drive, the more you keep going. Eventually you'll get there, yes. Right?
Yeah.
But if you're just like, man, I can't see anything, I'll never get there. All I have is this light in front of me. It's just like, well, does that serve you? And does that get you any faster to where you want to go? And secondly, you can open up their invest account with another $25 and get another $25 bonus from their SoFi Invest bonus. So to put simply, open up a checking account with them, get $25. Open up an investment account with them. It's just like a Robinhood account. Okay. You get $25 from them. You can do all this with $50. And none of your money is being lost. You're not investing in the markets. There is no risk. And you can start with $25, $50. See that this works. Yeah. Get proof of concept. Yep. And say like, wow, like this makes sense. And to get even deeper, you can show your next family member, your best friend, that they can do this too and get a referral bonus for it as well. So it's like if you
so much game.
Yeah. So if you do this, you can get $25 from each of those bonuses. Show your best friend, your mom, brother, or sister, and get them free money, and then you get free money as well because the bank will thank you for saying, hey, thank you for referring people to our bank. Yeah. And for them, it's like, hey, thank you for being a new customer. Here's some money as well. So it's a win-win for you, for them. Everybody makes money. Everybody wins. And you're now making money and starting the journey of bank bonuses and earning and learning in the process.
Dang, so dope. Yeah. Go do that first one. Get with SoFi. Get your proof of concept. Know that it works so you can get out of your own way and start to, drive down this dark road, but we're illuminated. Every step is illuminated for you. Amen. And it's just going to be daytime when you go into the dang school community.
Absolutely,
right?
Baby. Absolutely.
I appreciate you. Thank you for coming, Adriel.
Absolutely. Appreciate you. And.
And. What we got?
This is a small gift for you.
I appreciate it.
You can open it now or later.
Should we open it on the show?
Let's
do it.
Absolutely.
What we got? This is great.
Yeah. I'm not the best.
I love the color.
Oh, cool, right?
It's kind of like what I wore today. Yeah. This is so dope. Oh, listen to that. Are the best to Ernie. This is cool. Yeah. Listen, you got this. Open that package. Better rapping than I could do. That's what I'm saying.
I'm actually a terrible rapper. I was just like.
We got some gear.
Yeah. Oh, love it. Boom. Morepreneur, baby.
Oh, I like that. Morepreneur.
Yes.
So dope.
For anybody watching, the morepreneur is the individual who aspires to achieve more in their business and in their life.
That's dope. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I love that. I love how you got the QR code. Yeah. Businessman. Man, this is great.
Like it.
Appreciate you. I love this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming. This is amazing. Yeah. And we're going to end it there. I'm going to see you when I see you.
Awesome.
Peace.
Appreciate you guys. God bless you and God bless everybody.
Hey.